students. Last we have seen that is about the decision making in Python using different if constructs, if else if ladder, and the nested if. In this session we are going to discuss about loop construct. In many situations we require to execute statement or group of statements multiple times, more than one times, repeatedly. So in general, statements are executed sequentially. That is, the first statement in a code is executed first, followed by the second, and so on. Whenever we write program, there are sequential statement, means whenever the statements are encountered by the compiler, it will execute one by one in sequence. Then comes decision making that we have seen, that is the branching occurs. If some condition occurs, then in one direction flow moves, otherwise in another direction. Third one, that is the repetitive statement, loop structure, loop statement, and most of the programming language that supports. There may be situation when it is required to execute a block of code several number of times. For example, if you want to calculate the result for the examination, the same process that we will have to repeat for every student to calculate the result and percentage and etc. Almost all the programming languages provide various repetitive constructs. Here, repetitive control structure, looping structure, loop statement that allows to execute statement blocks several times. Loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statements as many number of times as we desire. Means again, here general, we will see the general flowchart for how the loop statement works. So general form of typical loop construct found in almost all the programming language. Here first the condition is tested. If it is true, then true statement block will be executed. But instead of come out from this, as we have seen if else statement, again this will be continue to test the condition. If it is true, again it will continue. And why? That's why it is called a loop. Loop, that is a closed path. Here it is a closed path. If condition is true, again executed, again it will test. This process will continue until this condition becomes false. Once the condition is becoming false, then control come out from the loop statement and control transfer to the come out from this next statement that is written after the looping construct. In Python, two types of loops constructs are provided. One, that is the while loop, another that is the for loop. While loop repeats a statement or group of statements while a given condition is true. Means it will continue to execute statement or group of statements till condition is true. Once the condition becomes false, while loop is terminated and whatever the statements that we have written after while statement, that will be executed. Means after terminating while loop, control transfers to the next statement that we have written after while loop. It tests the condition before executing the loop body. Means it is an entry controlled loop. You know, there are two types of loops, entry controlled as well as exit controlled. In entry control, here it will test first. If the condition is true, then it will enter into loop body. All the statements that we are writing inside while loop will form the loop body. So if test the condition before executing the loop body, so it is an entry controlled loop statement. May be possible if at the first attempt condition becomes false, so loop may not be executed even once also. Once condition is false means once the condition becomes false, at, from that time loop is terminated. Once the loop is terminated, control transfers to the next statement after the while loop. Another that is for loop. For loop again, for loop that we want to count number of times, how many times that we want to execute. For loop executes a sequence of statements. We call that is the group of statements multiple times for given number of iterations, one time, two times, three times, n times, which is controlled by the loop counter variable. Loop counter variable keeps track of how many times we want to execute group of statements. Here, unlike other programming language, it gives a facility of increment or whatever automation of this for loop, means we do not require manually to increase or decrease, but it gives us a simplified form of for loop and we are able to repeatedly execute the statements associated with while and the for loop. We have other loop control statements. Loop control statement change execution path from its normal behavior, means if in a sequential form, loop control statement means whenever loop is executed, it will just repeatedly execute statements, one same statement more than one time with the different values of the variables. But if we want to control, for example, if you want to skip some part of the loop, some of the iteration of the loop, we want to early exit or break the loop, or some of the statement that we want placeholder. Here we want to discuss about loop control statement that we will use inside the loop, that is break, continue and path. When execution leaves a scope, all the automatic objects that were created in that scope are destroyed. Means if we create a simple variable inside a loop, once the loop is terminated, that variable is automatically be released from memory. It does not exist. It leaves the scope, all automatic objects that we have created that will be released and they are no longer available to use. Now we will discuss about loop control statements. Python supports these three loop control statements: break statement, early exit, terminate the loop statement, and control transfers to the next statement after the loop. Means regardless of the condition, if this statement executed, it will transfer the control out of the loop, and whatever the next statement that is written after the while or for loop, it will be executed. Means break means we want to break the loop, we want to break the execution of the repeated loop statements, and control transfers to the next statement after the loop statement. Continue statement means causes the loop to skip the remainder of the body and test its condition. That means continue for the next iteration. Means whenever continue is executed, it will skip the remaining statements of the block that we have written and it will directly test the condition, means it will move to the next iteration. Continue meaning this skip whatever the remaining portion, remaining part, remaining statements are there and continue for the next iteration. So continue that and break that can be used to control our loop, so that some of the statement can be skipped and some of the situation arises to come out from the loop. Means break, to break the loop, come out from the loop, continue, skip the remaining statement and come out and continue for the next iteration. Pass is just a statement. The pass statement in Python is used when a statement is required syntactically, but we don't want to execute any code. We don't want necessary to execute any code. Only it is created as a placeholder. Now let's see the example here. Here simplified example while loop. We have given students here Parth, Harsh, Sahib, Uday, Milan. These are separated by comma. We call that is a list of string. Position that is equal to 0. While this position is less than length function, you know, will return the length of this entire list. So here it is pi. Length of student that is pi. We are starting with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once position becomes 5, this loop terminated. So position that is 0. 0 less than 5, yes. Condition is true. This will continue to execute all the statement up to condition is true. Once this condition becomes false, it will terminate and control transfer to the next statement that is this, that is print. Now mark here there is a colon after this condition, that is the form of syntax. Here it is the keyword, here the expression, test expression that will be result into true or false, and here that is the colon. You must aware this statement must be aligned. That aligned means these are the part of this indentation plays a major role that we have seen. These both statements are part of this while loop, and this parallel statement while and print means this is are not, these are the parallel. This statement is not part of this while loop. Here there is no curly bracket, no any other punctuation mark, only indentation will determine these two statements are part of this while loop, while this is not part of the while loop. So as it is first position 0 less than this 5 years, it will print student position 0. So it will print 0 means first path will be displayed. Then position equal to position plus 1. So position will become 1. 1 less than 5 years. So print student 1 that is hers, it will print hers. Position equal to position plus 1. 1 plus 1 that is 2. 2 less than 5 years. Again student 2, so 0, 1, 2, it will print Sahib. Position equal position plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3. 3 less than 5 years. Again it will print student 3. 3 that is Uday. 0, 1, 2, 3. So it will print Uday. Position equal to position plus 1, 4. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 less than length, yes. So again print student 4. 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. It will print Milan. After this position equal to position plus 1, 5. 5 less than 5, false. 5 position becomes 5. Less than length of student, again that is 5. 5 less than 5, false. Loop terminates, control transfer to the end of the loop and show the program. So output as expected, it will print all these Parth, Harsh, Sahib, Uday, Milan end of loop and show program. So this was an example of while loop. While loop with else clause, it is possible we can use else, means once the condition becomes false, instead of moving to the next statement, it will execute else statement. So it is similar to the previous program that we have seen, but here same program is there, but once this condition becomes false, it will print end of loop and show program. But here we have written this statement as part of else. Once this condition becomes false, else if we have written associated with this while loop will be executed, and whatever the action that we write here for the else, that will be executed. So in some situation we require to take action once the condition becomes false, and in such situation we will use else and whatever the statement. That is the variation, some of the new features that we call, that is the else part with the while loop. Next, that is the one of the important, that is the for loop. Again, it is the same program, list of the 5 names for s in student. That is the simplest form of for loop. See the construct here, no need to increase, no need to control. Here s we call, that is the control variable, but it is automatically updated, automatically it will be taken. And only the thing, for s in students means for each s in the students it will print s. So first it will take S, that is Parth, then it will take Harsh, then Saib, then Uday, then Milan. After taking it, it will print automatically, it will increase the index. We do not require to write the increment part here. So for S in students, for every S, for every student in this student list, it will print S. And after printing all this listing, it will end of listing. So output as expected here, Parth or Sai Uday Milan. But we can see, compared to the previous code using the while loop, this code is so simplified, and the short form, the number of lines only that we require to print, that is only 2 lines. Again, you know, that is in syntax, for is the keyword, s that is the control variable. We have seen in, that is the variable, means s in students. Student is the list. We have seen s in student, that returns true or false. So for each s it will find out and it will give you print s. So s in student, that will give it, extract each and every student from the list of students, and after this colon, that is the syntactically point of view necessary, it will print s. And once this printing is done, it will control transfer to the next statement. Here, that is the end of listing, similar to while else. Here also for else is also possible, for else loop. Same program, student equal to this, for s in student, print s, else print end of listing. So again, once this looping prints all the names, once the printing is over, this loop terminates, it will execute else part, that is end of listing. So end of listing, in some situation it may arise when we require to execute else when the condition becomes false, means once the loop is terminated. In such situation, else part, if exist, will be executed. If there is no else part, we know the next statement after the for loop that is executed, that we have seen in the previous example also. So if else, in some situation, again similar to while else, it is again a new construct, new loop construct, that we write else with the for loop. In some situation when we require, once the loop is terminated, we want to take some action, so in such situation we can use for with else. Now another example of for loop that we will see, for loop example, for index in range 0 to 10. You know, range function will give listing of 0 to 90. So for index I in range 0 to 9, it will print index output as expected, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So 0 to 9, this program will display 0 to 9. The same program that we can write in different form. For example, instead of writing range here every time, the performance of the program may be increased. How? Here what will happen? For index in range this, for index incremented in range, it requires to calculate his range for every iteration. So program performance may go slow down. In some situation, we require to first calculate the range and then we can give here just a variable name. We do not require to give or calculate range at each iteration. For example, here output that is clear for index in range 0 to 10. So output that will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. But the same program if we will write, first we have calculated index equal to range 0 to 10. Here there is again mistake. We must require for I in index. Here we require to write instead of range we must require to write index. So for I in index, this is similar to the previous program that we have seen, but here we require to change this range to improve the performance of the program with this index. So once we will write for I in index, it will be better than writing for I in range. Why? Because for this statement, it requires to calculate range at each iteration. But if you will write index, it will be far better because it just requires to calculate once only and only it will have to check for I in index or not. So replacing here index with this range will be the better solution with no change in output. Output will be 0 to 9. Now we will see the loop control statement, that is with the break. Break is used to early exit once some of the condition occurs. We want to come out from the loop. In such situation we will use the break. For example, as we have discussed previously, index equal to range we have taken 0 to 10. For I in index means you know that is 0 to 9. For I in index, the range that is 0 to 9 that we have saved in our index variable. So for I in index, here we have used one condition, that is if I equal to 5. Once this condition becomes true, we want to break the loop. Break the loop means we want to come out from the loop and we want to terminate this for loop. So what will happen? For I in index, first it will check. It begins with 0. 0 equal to 5? No. So break will not be executed. Why? Because this condition becomes false. So it will print I. I means 0 will be printed. Next I becomes 1. 1 equal 5? No. 2 equal 5? 3 equal 5? No. 4 equal 5? No. So it will print up to 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Why? Because 4 equal to 5. Here condition false, so break will not be executed. But in the next iteration, once I becomes 5, so 5 equal to 5, yes, condition is true. 5 equal to 5, condition true, break will be executed, and once the break is executed, print I. So it, but here break executed, there is no scope for executing of this print I. So this break will terminate the for loop and control transfer to come out from this for loop and it will exit from the for loop. Why we have called that is as the for loop? Why? Because means why it is called a break statement, it breaks the loop. Means once this phi equal to phi condition match, it will terminate the break, it early come out from the loop. Early termination means phi equal to phi. Once I value becomes phi, in such situation this for loop is terminated, no further statement is executed. So here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is the output and program will be terminated. Similar to break, that is the continue statement. Means same program but here we have replaced with continue. means once I value becomes pi, we want to continue. Continue means keep the remaining statement. Here only one statement is there, as many statement can be skipped, and continue for the next iteration means next value of I. So here I equal to 0 at first time, so 0 equal to 5, no, so continue will not be executed. It will just print I, 0 will be printed. Same way it will print 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. But for 5 equal to 5, yes, condition becomes true. Condition becomes true means continue. Continue means it will directly transfer control for the next iteration and skip this print statement. So phi equal to 5, continue executed, skip print I. So here phi is not displayed. So next iteration, that is 6 equal to 5, no. So here continue will not be executed, it will print up to 6, 7, 8, 9. So in some situation, once we want to skip some portion of the statement, and such situation we will use continue. Means break is used to early exit from the loop, and continue is used to skip the remaining statements of the loop and continue for the next statement, next iteration. And break and continue widely used with the loop statement. Here we have seen example that is with the for loop, but the same thing that we can use with the while loop. In while loop, once we will use break, it will terminate the while loop and control transfers to the next statement. If we will use continue with the while statement, remaining statement after what we have written after the continue, that will be skipped and control transfers to the condition checking. Means break and continue, that in many situations the solution that we can use, that is break and continue using the for loop inside we will use, so that will control the execution of loop statement. So we call that is the loop control statements. So loop control statements that controlling the loop we call that is break and continue. Last one, that is the pass. There is no mean of pass, but in some situation as a placeholder we require to write some code, but actually we don't want to execute or any command or any statement, we don't want to execute any code. So in such situation we know if I equal to 5, then we call that is print I, else we don't want to do anything, that is pass this statement in simple form. Whenever we want to pass, same way here it will be pass. So if 5 is there, we want to print it. If it is not 5, else I equal to 5 false means else. In such situation we just want to pass. If we do not write this else pass, again the outcome will be the same as what we have displayed here, that is 5. Means 5 equal to 5, then only it will print the value of I, that is 5. But in any other cases we just want to pass this iteration, so it will just pass and continue with the next 5. If there is 5, then print, otherwise it will just pass. We don't want to execute any more statement and continue for the next statement, next iteration 1, 2, 3. So output of this will be 5 only. Here condition is there 5, then only print, otherwise pass. So in some situation it is similar to semicolon that we have used number of times in the C programming language as a placeholder statement that does nothing. We call that is the null statement. We can compare with this null statement. So hope we have discussed with loop control statement to basic loop construct with while and for loop. Experiment with different programs with loops and you can have better understanding. Okay, have a good day. Thank you very much.